now watching the LOXS Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.
Hey. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the LOXS Gambling Podcast. I am your host, your degenerate, HOK. I'm with my boy, Mr. Research himself, Buffalo's finest, KP is in the building. What up, Kev? How you doing, baby?
I'm doing all right. Be doing better if Nick Chubb didn't suck, but
Yeah,
I'm doing all right.
Nick
I'm actually doing fantastic because college basketball is back, which is the best
is back.
thing.
Wrap it up for college basketball, everybody.
I already made some early money.
Yeah, college basketball is back. It's going to be some growing pains, obviously, in the beginning of the season. So tread lightly if you're getting into that college basketball field, because, we don't really know anything just yet. We just go off of, me and Kev was talking earlier, coaches and, who they're bringing back, return players, all new players. So just tread lightly in the beginning of the season, but college basketball is back. It's a full day of sports today. We got Monday Night Football, college basketball just started, and we have NBA. So a lot to bet on, a lot to look at. Been in the lab all day. So tonight we are going to be going over Monday Night Football player prop sides first, and then we'll head over to the NBA and give you guys our best looks that we got there, and then hope for the best, and let's win some money tonight. But yeah, Nick Chubb, 49. He was at 50 and they took a yard away. But
yeah, I think he ended up getting another carry where he lost a yard. So it was just
that's just great.
That's great.
Well, we got a lot to get into. Into it. Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay Bucks, Kansas. I don't know what just happened to my screen there. Tampa Bay
having a little issue over there
versus the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Chiefs are sitting at -9.5, -102. And then -405 on the money line. Total is sitting at 45.5. Bucks plus 315 on the money line. It's not a bad game. I wish the Bucks had, obviously Evans and Godwin, because then it would be a stellar game. But the Chiefs are crafty. They win. They just know how to. They just know how to win, even with they're not the most talented team out there, but they just know how to win, man. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes know how to win. I like the Bucks. I like Baker. I love the way he's but he's missing this key weapon. So how do you feel about this game, Kev?
I think that the Chiefs get this game finished pretty quickly. With them being 9.5-point favorites, I think that they're able to throw enough at this Buccaneers team where they just they're not going to have the answers offensively. They do a really good job of stopping the run, and given the fact that they don't really have any wide receivers, I feel like the Bucs are going to have a really tough time in this game. That 9.5, it seems pretty reasonable. It seems like they should be able to win this game pretty handily. But yeah, I think the Bucs they're just going to have a tough time because they don't have enough players at wideout. And they have a pretty talented backfield, but this isn't the team for you to have a talented backfield against. The Chiefs are really stopping the run, so I think it's going to be a tough go for Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see Tampa winning. I'm hoping that the Bucks come up with some way to stay in this game where it's not like a total complete just like blowout, but the Bucks also don't quit. So I feel like player props on both sides Like the Chiefs like to play until they're sure they're going to win. Like even if they're up 21, 28 points, they want, they want to get it to 35 or something like that. They want it before they like start pulling starters or anything like that. And we've seen with the Bucks, even when they have no chance of winning, they still want to play everybody, which is part of the reason why Godwin's out right now. I'm not saying it's the Bucks' fault. I mean, I think you should play to the end if you're a competitor. And
the Randy Marsh mindset.
yeah, I'm just saying, well,
I ain't hear no bell.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you're a competitor, so like I didn't like the media really getting all over Bowles and everything about why didn't you take Godwin out or take it. I'm like, yeah, they had no, but it's the NFL, it's the highest level. You got to compete, and I like that he wanted to stay in, and you never know what's possible. We've seen some crazy shit happen throughout the
Yes, we have. So.
Yeah, so like I don't like the media bashing on the coach for trying to win the game. Essentially, like it's just soft. It was soft to me the way they went about him. So, but they like to play, like I said, and that's for player props because we know they're going to fight to the end, no matter what the score might be, which is always good for making bets on players. But
absolutely,
right into it. I just posted it on the. Oh, before we start, please like, subscribe to the video. If you're watching from X, please subscribe. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Like it goes a long way for us, and it'll eventually go a long way for you. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, I already made a few calls myself. It's a good program. It's a good program. It's a good program. Sign up. It didn't really help me, but that's just me because I'm just too much of a degenerate. But I'm gonna get in. I just posted my player today, and Kev likes it. I don't know if he likes it as much as me, but I do like. I just posted it to the page. It's K. I'm going to K. Otten for obvious reasons. It's probably chalk today. I've seen it everywhere, but I just can't get past that. He's the primary target on the Bucks team, losing obviously Evans and Godwin. The Chiefs are not good versus the tight end position, which is great for us because that's what Cade plays. So I think if they have any chance of staying in this ball game, Cade Otton's going to be heavily involved. His receptions is sitting at 4.5 right now. I think I like a lot of juice on that though. It's like a minus like 190 or something like that. I'd rather go with his yards. If you caught it early, good when it was at 49.5. I think like last night or maybe even this morning. It's up to 53.5 now. I don't care. I'm still taking it. He had 81 yards last week versus Atlanta, and then 100 yards the week before that versus Baltimore. And like I said, if the Bucks have any chance of being competitive in this game, I think Cade is going to be a huge reason. If he's not involved, then like we said, we're going to see a real bloody massacre out there with this team, because if they're going to score, it's probably going to go through him, and 53.5 receiving yards for their primary target on the team that is susceptible to the tight end. I'm always going to take that no matter how chalky it is. So I like Cade Otten 53.5, over 53.5 receiving yards. What about you?
I mean, I like that a lot. It just makes sense. Cade Otten stepped up and has been the number one most reliable target for Baker and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin's stead. The other wide receivers haven't really stepped up too much. And they're going to need to go through the air because you really can't run against this team too well. So if we're going to transition into that with us talking about the Chiefs, well, at least with me feeling that the Chiefs are going to win this game pretty handily, I'm going towards, man, my camera's doing some funky things. It keeps trying to track me, and I'm like, I'm right here. Like I'm right here. But what'd you say?
To get over here. No,
yeah, seriously. But I think that with the Chiefs winning this game pretty handily, which is my prediction, I think that Kareem Hunt, I think his His rush attempts is sitting at 17.5. I think it's a minus 125. Yeah, minus 125. But they just hand the ball off to him. They're just like, okay, we're going to let you just go for 2 yards a pop, and we don't care. We're just going to keep giving you the ball. The last 3 games that he's had, if I can pull this up really quickly, if
I got it.
Stop fat finger. What'd you say?
I said I have it if you don't have it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say that the last?
You want his attempts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's had a snap count, rush yard. He's had 21, 22, and 27 the last 3 games. So well for 17.5.
And that might have but yeah. And the last game though, when they played the Raiders, he had 21 carries for 59 yards. He averaged 2.8 yards per carry. But guess what? He still had 21 carries. So if they think that they're winning the game, they're really not. They're not too hard pressed to just go out there and just have Pat Mahomes throw his shoulder out. They're just like, we're just going to hand off the ball. We're going to control the clock, and we're going to stop you on offense, or we're going to stop you while your team's on offense, because we know that you can't stay in this game with us. So we're going to basically just do what we need to get our lead, chew this clock, and we're going to just get on out of here. And I see that being the script for tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, his rushing yards are sitting at 70. I'm not going to touch that only because, like you said, he is. I do in the parlay that we'll probably go over later. I do have him for 50. If you're getting over 17 rush attempts, I mean, you should be able to get 50 yards. And like you said, I think they're going to be playing.
Unless you're Javonte Williams.
Yeah, but he's not Javonte Williams. And we know Kareem runs hard, and and they're going to be up, like you said. So I think they're going to feed him tonight. And I think 50 yards, if you want to just throw that in as a parlay piece, that's what I'm doing, because I think 50 yards is pretty. 70, it's getting a little dicey. Not saying he can't get it, but 50, I feel more comfortable with 50. But I do like the attempts, like you said, way more than I like his actual line of the yards. So Kareem Hunt over 17.5 rushing attempts sounds like a really, 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 really good bet here. I'm just gonna give me 1 second. I'm just gonna throw these picks at the bottom here in case you guys are just joining us, so you can see what we've already had. But my next prop, Kareem Hunt, it's over 17.5, right?
Yep.
My next prop here, I am going to. Are you going to add the banner? No.
Computer getting you lit.
Okay. No. Okay. There you go. All right. So my next prop, I'm going to Rashad White. Not his rushing, because we know.
Okay, good.
Yeah, not his rushing. I'm going to his receiving props. Rashad White has always been more of a receiving type of running back, but now with Godwin and Mike Evans out, Baker has been targeting Rashad White and Bucky Irving a lot more. Rashad White has 6 and 5 receptions the last 2 games. Bucky Irving has 7 last game, so 13 pass attempts went to just the running backs alone last game, and I think they're not going to be able to run the ball at all probably against this Chiefs team. You could consider taking some of their unders. It's a little risky. I don't like taking running back unders, but it's probably a good bet tonight for Rashad White under, anything like that for the rushing. But I'm going to go to just his I like his receiving yards right now. I like Bucky Irvin and Rashad White receiving yards. Rashad White sitting at 27.5 now. I would take that down to 25 if you can. He had 38 last game, 71 the game before that. Bucky Irvin covered that too. Bucky Irvin is only sitting at 15.5. So that's like 1 or 2 catches from him. So I like either one of the running backs with their receiving yards and or receptions. The receptions are sitting at Rashad Wright sitting at 3.5. He had 5 last game, like I said, and 6 the game before that. And throughout the whole season this year, he's covered 3.5 receptions, 4 out of the 7 games. And and that's in 2 of those games were with Godwin and Evans still playing. So I mean, I love his receptions, I love his yards. So either one for me. And then same with Bucky Irving. I mean, if you want to go there, just 15.5, that could be 1 catch, 2 probably at the most for those. So and I think, like I said, they're gonna have to do something and throw the ball in the air tonight somewhere. And if it's not Kate Otten, it ain't gonna be those other receivers probably on the team either. So I think the running backs for Tampa Bay are going to be heavily involved in this game today. So I like Rashad White or Bucky Irvin receiving yards or receptions. I'll leave that up to y'all, how y'all want to, what you feel more confident in, but I like them both equally.
Okay.
You?
This game shouldn't be as tough as it is to predict because the Chiefs, they just don't have pieces that you can predict. Like, especially with them having a DeAndre Hopkins who had a full week under his belt in terms of, excuse me, in terms of practice. So I would think that Travis Kelce would get to his line of 61.5, because even though the Bucs aren't the absolute best run stoppers, they still, for the most part, are stopping people from running. Now we know that Kareem Hunt's going to get his carries regardless, so that ball's going to be moving somehow. And if the Bucs don't have the ability to move the ball through the air, they're going to be moving it somehow. And I don't think that Kareem Hunt's getting 100 yards. And Travis Kelce's his targets and his yards have been picking up over recent weeks. He's kind of returned back to that number 1 wide receiver after a very slow start to the season. So I'm thinking that Travis Kelce should get to that number. They got DeAndre Hopkins sitting at 43.5. It's a little scary, but what I would think is that with a full week under his belt, I think that he could definitely get there, because we saw the way that they use Rashee Rice. They love Rashee Rice. He was getting every single target. Yep. He was their number one wide receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster, when he was in there healthy, he completely took over that Rashee Rice route tree, and he had like a 100-yard game. It's just like, hey, what's going on? And does he care? He doesn't care who the wide receiver is. He's like, whoever's the number 1, you're going to get these looks, Right. So I think that with a full week under his belt, I think DeAndre Hopkins can easily eclipse his 43.5. The 61.5 for Travis is a little high, but like I said, Kareem Hunt's not getting it done on the ground. So they should get a lot of possessions in this game because this Bucs offense isn't really going to be able to move the ball that well. I do like what you said about the receiving running backs for the Bucs. I think that they should get a lot of targets, and I prefer Rashad White as opposed to Bucky Irvin because I feel like he's more of a pure runner.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I'm taking Rashad White over Bucky. I think I said that before, but I agree.
Yeah. But I, in all honesty, if this is trending in the direction that it has been for the season, I think that DeAndre Hopkins gets to that 43.5. I think he gets 44 receiving yards. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those games where it was like, he got that on like the first drive. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I like that. I was actually my next one is kind of piggy. I really just think it's supposed to be some weather in this game tonight. But I really don't think like the ball got like the yards that we're really asking for aren't. It's like a total of 150 yards, which like Mahomes is going to throw for 150 yards against one of the worst like secondaries in the league. I think this the right receivers for the Chiefs just have a day today. I like Xavier Worthy. His line went from 34.5 all the way up to 38. So, that tells you a lot right there that they're expecting him to be heavily involved. But I like Worthy. I'm going to take him for 25 yards because, I mean, he gets that. What I'm looking at here, I mean, a couple games, 17, 19, but yeah, I've read some beat reports and, they trying to get him more involved. The targets are there for him. He gets the targets that sometimes you don't complete them just based on the matchup. But against this Bucks secondary, I don't think, like I said, the Chiefs going to have any trouble just moving the ball down the field today through the air and then on the ground. But I'm going to actually go to because the Tampa Bay is not too bad when it comes to the red zone with rushing TDs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to, and I'm actually going to go to Pat Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
As my third bet, because I just, like I said, I mean, their Bucks are horrible against, wide receivers. And I think, like I said, they're not bad against in the red zone. Like, I don't see Kareem Hunt just like bullying his way, you know what I'm saying, easily into the end zone at the 5 or the 2. I think they're going to have a few of those trick plays that they be coming up with where, or something. I just think Pat Mahomes throws at least minimum 2 passing touchdowns today. I believe he's thrown he threw 2 last game, threw none the 2 games before. That was against San Fran and New Orleans. Threw 1 versus the Chargers. So the data is not really too confident in it, but I just think just thinking of game script and how the game is going to go, and I'm loving Patrick Mahomes for over 1.5 passing TDs today. Maybe even more. I feel like this is going to be passed to when they do a trick play for 1, and then like maybe they get a reverse or something to Xavier Worthy or some stuff like that for a touchdown. You know what I mean? So feeling like one of those games, or he just hits Worthy on a like I feel like the deep shot is very liable in this game versus Bucks team, either the D Hop or Worthy just on the streak and they just take it in. Kelsey coming off through the middle. The Chiefs are unpredictable, so I love Mahomes, but at least throw 2 today.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You got, what's your last one?
The last one, I really just want to go with the obvious thing. I already mentioned the fact that I think the Kansas City Chiefs won this game pretty handily. And the obvious thing is just the minus 9.5. Like it's sitting right there. They're playing at home. The Bucks just don't have the weapons to go down the field. Like I feel like that should happen. But I guess that's going to be a bonus one because this guy always just pops up. Seems like you think that you're getting receiving yards to Travis Kelce, and it's like, oh no, that's Noah Gray. That's Noah Gray.
What is his line sitting at?
His line sitting at 23.5. He always just pops up, and given the fact that Kareem Hunt really isn't much, I think that Noah Gray gets in there, and regardless of whether the passes come from Patrick Mahomes or whoever his backup is, if the Chiefs are up handily, I think that Noah Gray is getting to that point as well. It never fails. I'm just like, oh, okay, there we go, nice 18-yard game from Travis Kelce. It's like a Noah Gray with 18. I'm like, what is going on, man? Why is this dude always around?
Yeah, you're right. It looks like he's covered in the last. He's covered that the last 4 games.
Yeah,
23, 66, 29, 40.
It's just always death taxes and Noah Gray taking a reception from Travis Kelce. So I'm gonna go with Noah Gray. We already have the minus 9.5 in our bag, but in a game that kind of has a dearth of like really like strong fantasy pieces, I'm gonna go with the thing that continues to happen, and against a team that is pretty decent against the run. I just ignore the fact that Derrick Henry ran for 165 yards against them. Just put that out by. But Kareem Hunt is not that. So I'm going Noah Gray over 23.5.
Kareem Hunt's not Derrick Henry.
No.
by no standard whatsoever in the NFL or any history of time. Okay, well let's let's build you guys a quick Monday Night Football parlay. I think it's going to be pretty easy since we're pretty on board with the same things here. How you feel, Kareem Hunt, 50 yards?
That's the first one you want to put on there?
Okay, I mean, we can go to my fault. How about K-Dot and 40 yards?
Yes, I like it.
K-Dot and 40 yards. How about I lost the ticker that I had at the bottom. I accidentally deleted it. D-Hop, 25 yards.
That should be healthy.
You
like a little Baker 200 yards passing?
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. We can see what that's hitting for, Papa. Baker 200. Ooh, it's minus 550 though.
Oh wow!
I mean,
his line is only 235.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's gonna be throwing that motherfucker today. I tell you that. I mean, I don't mind 225. I mean, he threw 330, 370, 325, 180 versus Atlanta, 347 versus Philly.
Is anybody going to score in this Denver and Stanford game? What's going on? What happened?
It's a little juicy, but you throw it in there for now. 200 yards.
Where do we say now right now?
Nothing. Plus 114.
Okay.
Nothing. Oh, let's do Rashad White. We ain't putting no Rashad White in there. Rashad White, 3 receptions, 25 receiving yards. 25 receiving yards look a hell of a lot better with the.
I'm sure it does.
But 3 receptions.
I like 3 receptions.
Yeah, that's right. 3 receptions there. And let's try and find one more to get it up to a plus 300 for the beautiful people watching this today.
You could probably go with an adjusted spread. Will that get it there?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not confident in the Chiefs winning by 9.5.
What about minus 3.5?
I'm not confident in that.
Are you serious?
I like the Bucks, man. I think they scrappy, and I don't think they're gonna win, but I just can't. I'm a little scared. Let me see what it is.
The Chiefs.
I know.
Are gonna dog walk this team.
We can do Chiefs.
That's no disrespect to the Bucks. No disrespect. I think you guys are a team. I think you're a team.
Yeah,
that's ailing right now. You know.
Well, the Chiefs. What? The Chiefs gonna go undefeated? Like they gotta.
Nah, they're gonna lose to us.
Yeah, they're gonna lose to us, but I'm just scared. I wish they would have lost last week. You know what I mean? It always feels better to take the team that you know is better after they're lost because, they refocus. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they get up more for the game. And Baker's I like the Bucks are just they like a scrap. You know, they man, fuck the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who we. You know what I'm saying? So I just think they gonna be. I think they're gonna be scrappy in here. I mean, we could take Kansas City -2.
Or I don't know how much you love Baker running. You could take his over.
Yeah. I was looking at that.
You always are.
I know.
That's your favorite. That's your favorite prop of all time.
Yeah, because it wins me money. He only ran for 11 last game.
You love Baker on the ground, bro.
49, 42. Come on.
Brock Purdy had 27 rushing yards versus the Chiefs.
He's projected 21 rushing yards. His line's at 15.5. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What's his name?
You don't run for 15 yards?
Jake Hayner had 11 yards on 2 rushes.
Yeah, we doing
it. He was only in the game for 15 seconds.
We're doing it. Baker over 15.5. And he's not kneeling. He's not kneeling today. I'll tell you that for sure. There's going to be no kneeling at the end of the game to lose y'all. So, I like this 5-team plus 442. Nice.
Wow.
A-Dot and 40 yards. D-Hop 25 yards. I'm sorry. I put Patrick Mahomes in here for 200 passing yards. Wait a minute. Instead of Baker. Un momento. Oh yeah, we cooking. Baker 200 passing yards, and Baker Rashad White 303 plus receptions, and Baker over his what just happened? Baker rushing yards just went down to 13.5 right in front of my eyes.
That's wild.
But why? I don't like that. I don't like that. Why did it go down 2 points like that?
I don't know.
Literally right here in front of my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What big fish just bet the under? Who just put 100 million on the under? Kevin, I don't like this. Fuck it. You want to go with it?
Yeah, might as well.
13.5.
You should love that. You should be very thankful for that.
I'm ecstatic, but I want to know why it went down to 2 points, right? 2 points in front of my eyes like this. Like, why? Who tell me who ran against the Chiefs again? Can you read that off again?
Brock Purdy.
How many?
I think he had 27.
Okay.
Where is this? Some of those other games, it didn't matter because there weren't really rushers or people that don't even have a propensity to rush at any point in time. Jake Hayner, when he came in for an injured Derek Carr, threw 7 times, but he had 2 rushes for 11 yards.
We doing it.
Joe Burrow has 6 for 9.
6 for 9? He don't run though.
But Lamar had 16 for 122, so you never know.
Well, that's fucking Lamar. It's fucking Lamar Jackson.
But 122 is nuts.
122 is nuts. But I like this. Okay. I think he definitely throws for 200, I believe, right? He has to.
He should, yeah.
Unless no one catches the ball. Okay, fuck it. I like this. Let's do it. Putting this in right now as we speak. Remember, I told you we always bet what we tell you guys. We don't just sit here and give you shit and not bet it ourselves. We believe in what we're talking about. So if we lose, trust me, we lost too, not just you guys. So what just happened there? Okay, well, I just put that in. I will be posting that to the Twitter account right after this for you guys, so you can place it yourselves. But that's Monday Night Football. Go Bills. I know they're not playing, but Bills won yesterday. A little scary.
Yeah,
a little scary at the end. But if one thing is true in this world, is that the Bills own Miami.
Yes.
You guys need to realize that out there, that Miami is not better than us in any capacity, and they never will be. But anyways, moving on. NBA. Monday night. Not gonna go through the games. Just gonna give you guys what we like. Kevin, you could spark us off while I pull up something that I want to check out before I give out this prop. So I'll let you spark us off with some NBA. What you looking at? What you like tonight? What we got?
All right. Well, it's still early in the season, so when it comes to props, I'm not bullish on them. I need more data to be able to give me something that I actually believe in. So I'm more on sides tonight. We're still single digit number of games into the season for each of these teams, and the first game that I like this Warriors versus Wizards game. I think the Warriors win this game. They're currently sitting at 10.5 point favorites at -108.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think they get there though. There's no Kyle Kuzma tonight, and the Warriors have been playing like 11 deep.
What is
They
it?
are
What?
-10.5. They're on the road, but they have so many pieces that they rely on. They're playing as if they're in the Olympics. Like Steve Kerr is like, oh, I didn't get it done in the Olympics by playing everybody that I had in my disposal, so I'm going to do it now. You got scores coming off the bench. Last game, I think Kaminga and Buddy Hield combined for like 50 points off the bench just themselves. I know that Andrew Wiggins is questionable right now. And that's another reason why I can't really pick sides or pick props just yet, because they haven't even announced who's playing officially tonight for most of these games. But I really think that the Warriors are just too deep for this Wizards team. There's no Kyle Kuzma. He's missing another game because of his groin injury. And their bench really just isn't anywhere near as strong as this Warriors bench. I think the Warriors are just like
You don't believe in Jordan Poole, mini Jordan?
Yeah, like I said, the Warriors are just way deeper than this Wizards team. They're way too deep for this Wizards team, and they're like different animal, same beast. It's like different parts of the same machine. They sub somebody out, and somebody just as efficient comes in. They're actually right now they're kind of bordering on one of those teams that can be kind of scary later on in the season when it comes to playoffs, because they kind of have a type of they're kind of operating in a Oklahoma City Thunder type of way, where you have those guys who can go off, but you also have pieces that just are subbing out when they get tired, and it's basically the same efficiency. So I think the Warriors handle this team pretty handily.
Okay, I don't mind that. I don't like laying 10.5 with a Warriors team, but they have been playing pretty good. The Wizards have looked a little better, but that's only because Jordan Poole has been playing better. But I don't think that's going to last. I think there's going to be a lot of regression with Jordan Poole's performances so far. So I like that.
And every single loss this season that the Wizards have had has been 19 points or more.
Okay, so the Wizards still suck. Didn't know that. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go to Dallas, and I'm gonna go to Luka Doncic. Okay, I'm gonna go to his 3-point prop right now, which is sitting at 2.5, and I'm gonna love the over on that. All right, he's covered last 2 games, which is always good. He's projected for 3.6 threes on props.cash. Versus Indiana allows one of the most pull-up threes against the team, and that's the majority of Luka's 3-point shots that he takes. And dating all the way back to 2022, Luka has hit this line versus Indiana 5 for 5 of the times. He had 4 3, and then the other 3 games he had 4 threes. So I'm just gonna follow the data here. Though Indiana hasn't changed much of how they play or their pace, or their team. Really, it's the same Indiana team that we saw. I don't think they made any adjustments or picked up anybody. So this Indiana team
but
is
they did get Benedict Mathurin back.
But that's just add more speed and more just to the game. So I think this is going to be a lot of I think the Pacers are going to uptick the speed of the Mavs more. The Mavs have been playing a little faster than they have last year, and like I said, Luka's just he just hits threes versus Indiana team. So I'm really just following the data here, and I'm just gonna go with Luka over 2.5 threes. And if this game starts to get out of control, I don't know what the line is sitting at right now. It is at Jesus. Only 5, so that's promising for at least hopefully not blow up potential. It looks like the books don't think this is going to be a blowout potential game. So if he's in there, he's playing at least 30, 33, 35 minutes tonight, then getting 3 threes for Luka. I mean, like I said, sometimes I'll just take that all day. So I'm taking Luka over 2.5 3-pointers.
Okay. My next game is going to another game that I think is going to be a blowout, and that's no disrespect to the other team. It's just they're hurt. They started out the season very strong, but they lost Paulo Banchero. He's out indefinitely with the torn oblique, and they just lost. What do you say?
Which is a shame because he just went fucking nuts the other day.
Yeah, he was wilding. And they just lost Wendell Carter Jr. last night, which also is going to segue into why I think that they get bust tonight by the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road. They just lost to the Mavs by 23 last night. So a back-to-back against a potential Western Conference finalist is not exactly the best option for them. So I think that the Thunder should win this game. They're currently 13-point favorites, sitting at a minus 106. But I think that they come.
They're 12.5.
What do you say?
Exactly 13 or 12.5.
13. Yeah, it was at 12.5, and then it went up. But I think that the first quarter we can get this bet out of the way quickly. They're 4.5-point favorites in the first quarter. That's sitting at a minus 114.
Oh,
I'm gonna take them in the first quarter. I think they start out quickly, and I think that.
For the first quarter?
What do you say?
What is it for the first quarter?
Minus 4.5.
Okay.
So I think they start out hot. They really set the tone against this depleted Magic team, and I think that they continue with it. And I think that they get that 13-point victory as well. But things get kind of weird toward the end of a game. So just to be safe, I think that they come out here on fire, and I think that they just kind of put their foot on the proverbial neck of this Magic team pretty early. So
make it do what it do, baby.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna go to something that I really, really like here. So for Toronto, I'm going to Jakob Poeltl. I'm going to his rebounds. They were sitting at 9.5. They might be at 10.5 now, which they rightfully should be. Without Scotty Barnes, he has just been destroying the boards. I mean, only 9 last game versus Sacramento, but Sacramento is a fast-paced team. They slowed down just a little bit with DeRozan being added because, DeRozan is more of a set type of guy, but they're still a fast-paced team. But they're facing Denver tonight, which is more of a slower paced team. So I think he's really gonna, and they have their size is really nothing right now, and someone's gonna have to play against Joker, and he's had 12, 16, 19 boards versus Denver on the 28th of this year. He had 19 boards against them last time they played this year on October 28th. He's projected for 11.5 rebounds tonight. So, and I think he plays serious minutes. He played 40 minutes last game, and he's been averaging over close to 30 minutes a game this year. So I think the time's going to be there. I think they're going to need him in. And I think they're not going to have to take him out too much based on just because he can't keep up. Because, like I said, Denver plays a little slow themselves, especially with Joker trying to get up and down the floor like that. So I think he's in for the majority of this game. They need the size, and someone's got to rebound, and he's going to be playing majority inside the paint, probably Garten, Joker, or Aaron Gordon, depending on who's in. And most of those guys, like I said, play near the rim, and they let the perimeter players do what they do. So he's going to be an ample opportunity to grab some boards. So I do like Jacopoto, Hueto, whatever your name is. Right now it's at 9.5. You can get it on FanDuel if you can catch it before it probably moves up. But I will go now because 10 boards for him tonight, I think, is close to a lock as you can get it. So I'm going there.
Okay.
Okay. What's your last player? Last pick that you got for us?
So I've got two things here. And it comes from the same game because you got me thinking about it, because the last time these two teams played, there was a bunch of points. Jamal Murray is out of the game now with a concussion. He's in concussion protocol. So with that being said, with Russell moving into the starting lineup, that now vacates some minutes coming off the bench.
Westbrook?
No, absolutely not. He's starting. So now those minutes are available off the bench. And the first thing that I like is Julian Strother. His points they're currently sitting at 8.5. Without there being, he's really the only scoring option that comes off this bench. If you really think about it, there's nobody else that can score off this bench. He had how many points did he have last game? I know that they beat the Jazz by, for whatever reason, my phone is having some issues processing. Or ESPN, the ESPN app is having some issues processing every single click that I have. So like I'm just sitting here waiting for it. It must be all the matchups from college basketball, because it's slowing down this app crazy.
What are you trying to see?
I got it up now. It's finally here. But Julian Strother had 19 points last game, 7 of 11 shooting. He's a dead-eye shooter, and the Raptors are playing at an insane pace. I think there should be some points scored in this game. And Joker also had 40 points last game. I know that his line's sitting at 29.5, but I mean, do we really think that Pirtle is is he a Joker stopper? I don't think so.
No.
So I like the Julian Strother 8.5 points. That's at a -120 right now. They're expecting that to happen. Also, Christian Brown has scored a lot of points recently as well. So I like, but if I'm going to stick with one of those, I like Julian Strother off the bench, just because he's the only person that can score off this bench. You got Zeke Naji, you got is it Hunter Tyson, you got Peyton Watson, you got nobody. There's nobody on this bench. Yeah. He's the only person that can score coming off that bench.
You have nobody.
Exactly. And also the other pick that I like a lot, which was my first pick before I started shifting gears toward that Denver and Toronto game, is this Hornets and Timberwolves game. The Hornets they're 10-point dogs, and I don't understand why. The Timberwolves have not exactly looked like the team that made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals last year, and Charlotte has kind of shown their own worth versus the toughest of the tough in terms of the Celtics. They lost last game by 10 points to the Celtics. They also lost by 15 points to the Celtics. It was in consecutive games, but I don't think they lose this game by 10 points. I don't really see it happening. I think that they just got a little bit healthier with why am I forgetting his name? This is insane. The kid that went to Brandon Miller, the kid that went to Alabama, got him back. He was out with a glute injury for a while, but I think that Charlotte has the ability to keep this game pretty competitive. I don't think that they lose this game by 10 points.
Okay. I hear you. I'm not betting on Charlotte, but I do hear you. Follow the data.
I understand it.
No, yeah, follow. Look, the data is going to tell us everything we need to know. So I'm not mad at it. My next one, my last one. I'm going to
make your next one your best one, son. What'd you say?
I'm going to do it. This is my least favorite, though, if you had to ask me, but I'm going to go to Domantas Sabonis. His rebounding line is at 13.5. I'm going to take the over. I know that's steep. I know you guys probably don't want to hear that, but he He had 20 last game, 14 the game before that. This dude's a rebounding machine. Versus Miami last year, he had 14 and 17. And I'm just going off of, like I said, the teams that Miami is the same team as well. Like, unless I'm missing something, like they didn't add anything like major, or the Miami plays the same way they always played. DeRozan really doesn't bump into DeMontis' rebounding ability or anything like that. He's still a monster on the boards. He's projected for over 13 and a half rebounds. So I'm just going to go there because I do think he's going to play an extreme amount of. I believe this is going to be one of those 38-minute games for Sabonis here against this Miami team. I mean, he plays big minutes. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, last year he played 40 and 38 minutes when they played Miami. So I think he's just going to be in the game. And we know the Kings, like Sabonis is the Kings rebounding. Basically, along with Murray and a couple guys off the bench. But I think he's just a monster on the boards. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just following the data. I like it. I'm going to take it. Feel free to take that down. I spelled Strother so wrong. Right at the bottom there, I'll put an extra R in there. It's Strother for the Nuggets, in case you're looking to find them. But yeah, I'm going to Domantas Sabonis over 13 and a half rebounds. That's my last play.
Okay. All right. It's a lot of boards, but like you said.
Yes, it's a lot of boards, but I'm following the data.
Mm-hmm. That's all you can really do.
So yeah, that's all I can do. Is what I'm gonna try. And we'll see how it goes. I think that's about it. Ooh, look at that. We got it done in 52 minutes too. Getting better at this, guy. 52 minutes. We got 20 people in here right now. What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
Yeah, 20.
How are ya?
How are you? I hope you guys caught this. If you didn't, feel free to rewind it right after I post it here, or rewind it now. It's up to you. We go over our Monday Night Football picks, and we just went over our NBA player props and sides. I will be, like I said, posting everything we talked about here to the Twitter, to our X account. Just give me, like 15 or something minutes here after I end the stream. A lot to type. Okay, there's a lot to type. All right, a lot to type, a lot to look over. All right, don't rush me. Don't rush me. I'm gonna get it in before the game. It's 5:00 over here in Easter time. All right, I'll give you 2 hours, 3 hours for the Monday Night Football game to get your bets in. So I don't want to hear any shit. All right, no more. Later, don't play no shit. No, but other than that, I mean, I really got nothing else for you guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it really will help us. Tell your friends, tell your family, anyone you know that loves gambling and betting sports like we do. All of our picks are completely free on any network that we're on. X, please follow us on YouTube. The LOXS Gambling Podcast. The link you can find on my page or in the video. So please give us a like, give us a follow. Let us know what you think. If you think we can improve somewhere, if you want to hear about certain games or you want to hear about something else, let us know and we'll be sure.
College basketball?
College basketball? Yeah, we might. We might start sneaking in maybe a little spaces on college basketball. Big days are
Saturday for sure.
Saturday. I think. What about throughout the week? What's the one big? I think it's Mondays, ain't it?
Well, Monday. This is just the first day that it started, so it might be.
College basketball was Tuesdays.
It might be Tuesdays.
Once we figure out which day is the big college basketball slate, we might, hopefully it is Tuesday, because that's great, because that lines up with our schedule. We might throw a quick spaces in there for you guys, college basketball, because that's my man KP favorite time of the year here. And
everything just makes sense.
Yeah.
People they just do what they're supposed to do.
And he is the college basketball god. So I definitely want to get KP to you guys to give you his college basketball insight. Other than that, thank you guys for listening. Check out the Twitter page. I'll be posting the picks. Good luck tonight. Let me know how you do. Post your winning tickets if you follow us. Tag us in it, and we'll be sure to give you a shout out next time on the show or on the page. Other than that, KP, you got anything for the people?
I got nothing, folks. Best of luck.
All right, best of luck, y'all. Have a good night. Let's win some money, and we'll see y'all Wednesday for the spaces. Boy Hot, KP, we out.
You are now watching the LOXS Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.